Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Red Shadow's Favorite Games. I'm the Red Shadow, and today we are going to be talking about my second favorite video game of all time. I wasn't really planning on doing this today. I didn't really have any plan at all as far as what I was going to be when I was going to be highlighting my two favorite games of all times. I can definitively say the top two favorite games that I have. Like, if all other games had to fall by the wayside, this and my favorite game of all time would be the two I would choose with no regrets whatsoever. This is my favorite PlayStation 2 game. This is the game that makes me oh so thankful that I was still a gamer in the 2000s with the PlayStation 2. This is such an innovative game. It's just such a amazing game that is so unlike anything else. I could see where so many people would look and say, really? This is your favorite PS2 game? This is your second favorite game of all time? Really? But I don't care, because that's what's so great about life. I can pick and choose what it is that I want to love and what it is that I want to adore, and this is a game that I absolutely love and adore. So without further ado, you've already seen the title. We're talking about Shadow of the Colossus. Just an amazing game. This is my opened copy. Black label, complete with the booklet, and disc, obviously. This is the one that I play when I feel like firing up the PS2 and sitting down with an old favorite. Now, more recently I picked up a sealed Greatest Hits copy. I mean, yeah, sure, it'd probably be a lot more fun to have a sealed regular copy, but I'm glad to have, one of each in my collection, and this is sealed. There's no reason for me to ever open it. I also have, since I'm a PlayStation 3 owner, the Eco and Shadow of the Colossus HD collection. And yeah, Shadow of the Colossus looks pretty awesome in HD. And my most recent time with this game came on this version here. I did not complete it. I'm probably not even quite halfway through, but I'll probably jump back into it at some point. I kind of forgot just how hard some of the Colossi are to defeat. Well, there's a couple of them that always gave me fits, and I'm stuck on one of those. Then, of course, I have my Brady Games strategy guide. Now, I'd love to say that both this and my copy of this are original. I know my strategy guide isn't. I just got this within the last couple of years. I don't know that I even had a strategy guide the first time around. I'm not for sure. This, I'm also not 100% sure if this is my original copy or if I got rid of it, because even with games that I love, this one and my favorite game, I've gotten rid of them at some point. So I'm guessing this is something I've picked up along the way for the second time. I won't make that mistake ever again. I will not part with this game. This game, this concept, this story, this guy down here and his horse, Wander and Aggro. Aggro? Yeah. Sorry, I feel stupid, but I've watched other people playing this, and people kind of goof off with the name of the horse, but I always tried to remember that it was aggro, just like in a video game when you aggro a boss or a creature of any kind. That means you draw them to you. So, where to start? I guess I could mention something about this game right here. And I actually did not grab my copy of Eco, and I feel really stupid right now for not having done so. Yep, there we go again with that whole concept of live whatever. I do have Eco. I have a not brand new, obviously. It's open, but this is a very, very nice copy. I mean, it still comes with this Sony. It's a PlayStation Underground card. Everything. I got this for what I consider to be a really good deal. I think it was only like $20 or $25 on eBay year before last, or maybe this last year. Year before. No, it was 2012. I'm sorry. Don't mind me. I'm just doing this for fun. But I do have this very, very nice copy of Eco. Eco is a game that I don't love as much as I love Shadow of the Colossus. I've never beat this. I've beat Shadow of the Colossus many times. This one, I find this one to be kind of tedious and boring. Leading this little girl around and saving her, it's a noble endeavor, but the game itself doesn't offer up a lot of connectable moments, in my opinion. And they say that these two games tie into one another. In fact, some of them suggest that Shadow of the Colossus is like a distant prequel to Eco. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but Shadow of the Colossus was the one that got me. And what got me about it first was the early articles about it that said that your character would go into this massive world and there would be no levels, so to speak. You wouldn't progress through some area and then face a boss and then go to a new area. You'd be all out in this one big open world, but in the open world there would be these giant creatures, and you would face each one of them, and basically it was like a level/boss battle built into one giant creature, and you would take each one down. I thought, that's really interesting. And maybe for absolutely no real reason whatsoever, it reminded me of, I think it's Super Star Wars on the Super Nintendo. But I imagined in my mind when I heard them say each Colossus was its own level and boss battle, and you would have to climb onto it and find the spot to battle, to actually attack it in order to weaken it, and then eventually you would kill it. I thought of Super Star Wars, or one of the Super Nintendo Star Wars games, where Luke is running alongside the big Jawa vehicle. I can't remember what it's called right now, but it's like that big rusty orange colored vehicle with like the tank treads on it. And in that game, you would run up to that, and you'd have to jump, and it was like, it was like a platform game, and you would climb up and around, and you, I think you maybe had to damage it, or you had to kill Jawas as they were sticking their heads out with their guns and trying to shoot at you. That's what I visualized in my head. It was like a similar concept as climbing the Jawa vehicle and trying to get where you needed to go. I don't even think you were stopping them. Maybe you were. Boy, I don't know. I'm sorry. Just don't mind me. Go check out one of those old Super Star Wars games, and or if you know those games, maybe you can let me know which one it was. That was just where my mind went when I tried to visualize this. I couldn't even see it in a 3D space. I thought of it in a two-dimensional world like an old Super Nintendo game. It was crazy. But when I did get my hands on the game, and just the opening cutscene will blow you away in its cinematic epicness. And then you finally get to control Wander and the horse, and you have to go find the first Colossus, and that's an amazing moment. That's this guy right here. This is number 1. This is the first beast. This is your little tiny character down here in his horse. This is the Colossus. You have to climb up a leg and get onto his back and stab in a place, and then eventually, I believe, on this one, you end up on his head to take a couple more shots, and you get the kill shot. And then you do that task another 15 times until you get to the end. And you do it all in the name of trying to, we all assume anyway, because there's no English in the game, but you originally arrive with a lady who appears to either be dead or comatose, and he puts her up on a pedestal inside of the temple, and this voice, this disembodied voice, starts to talk to him and tells him that you need to go kill these colossi, and to achieve your goal. And spoilers, so don't listen any further if you haven't played this game. But the ending of this game is one of the most shocking endings, at least the first time you play it. it really resounds for a while just how unbelievable an ending that they give you. It's not a happy ending. You basically find out that there was this evil creature named Dorman who was banished to this land where all these colossi wander around, and he was broken into these 16 pieces, and each piece of his essence became one of these 16 colossi that you think you have to take them out in order to maybe save this girl that you've brought here. But what you've really done is you've unleashed each part of Dorman's essence until he is revived because of what you did. Now, another group sweeps in and tries to stop things and is able to stop Dorman from exiting these wastelands, but also Wander is left behind, as is the lady and the horse. They're all kind of stuck there. At least that's the way that I interpret it at the end of the game. Wander is kind of turned into a baby. And he's a baby who either has horns or he's wearing something with horns, which is reminiscent of the character from Eco, another reason why people believe that they tie into one another. But like I said, it's not a super cheery, happy ending. Maybe somewhat hopeful in the end, but you'd have to see it to, put your own spin on it. And I don't know, I just love this game. I can go back and play it at almost any time. I just can't get enough of it. It just left an imprint on me, in my soul, in my psyche, in my heart. This journey, the epicness of the battles, the music, the bond between Wander and his horse, this fight for this unknown girl. Is she his girlfriend, his wife, his sister? Who is she? Why is he doing this? Why would he take such a chance? Even when along the way it kind of becomes apparent that there's bad things afoot, and he still presses on. I don't know. It's just an amazing video game. I almost said movie, but I was going to say I would love to see somebody make a movie out of this, but be faithful to this. If they wanted to screw around with it or try to make a franchise out of it, I'd be very pissed off. But if they were to depict this on the screen, I would fanboy like you wouldn't believe. And in closing, I'd like to mention one more thing. Team Eco, as they call this group who made these two games, they've been working on another game called The Last Guardian since PS2 days. I mean, I think it was mentioned as the PS3 was rolling out. So I thought, well, we got two games on the PS2. Let's see what they can do with the PS3 hardware. And, an HD game in this kind of a world, it'd be awesome. I have that game pre-ordered on Amazon, but the problem is the PS4 is out now. The PS3 is coming to a slow halt, but this game keeps getting talked about by people in Sony and whatnot. We're going to be re-announcing the game and yada yada yada. And long story short, I'm just hoping that they're not about to say, well, it's going to be a PS4 only game, because we've all waited so long, and for the only taste of anything on the PS3 is to be the same two games from before. It's a very, very bitter pill to swallow. I'll have to swallow it if it ends up coming to the PS4 only, but I just don't think it's too late. They've had so many years now, 6, 7, 8 years, that it's been talked about, working on PS3 hardware. Sony, the Team Eco, don't screw this up. Get it out on the PS3. I want to play this game. I don't want to have to go back on what I've said and buy a PS4 years down the road just to play your one game that was probably made with the PS3 in mind. Put it out, please. Alright guys, well, that's it. Shadow of the Colossus. Go out there, get this game. I recommend this to anybody. I don't care if you're a dude bro that plays Call of Duty all the time. Give Shadow of the Colossus a try. I don't care if you hate it. Buy it. Find this game. Put it in your collection. Have it on your shelf somewhere. Give it to somebody. Gift it to somebody. Shadow of the Colossus. My favorite PS2 game. My second favorite video game of all time. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video.